What's going on, guys? It's Greg from East Coast Eyes, and today we have another head review for you. This one is a really cool one that we're really excited about. This is the Powell Lacrosse Pioneer head. So really the only place anyone's seen many of these is on Instagram. They have an Instagram account called Powell Lacrosse where they've been posting a lot of teaser images of their new line of handles and heads that's coming out this year. So we finally got our hands on one of the two heads they're going to be making, and it is the Pioneer, the one that seems more offensively oriented. So the Pioneer will be available on August 10th when their website, powelllacrosse.com, launches, and it will be $90. It also weighs 4.8 ounces, which we consider to be really good. Anything under 5 ounces we consider to be pretty lightweight, so it's lighter than the Optic, lighter than the Brian King, a tiny bit heavier than the Superpower Plus, so it falls right in the lower end of the range for offensive heads. Powell Lacrosse, I'm sure all of you know the Powell brothers. They have Mikey, Ryan, and Casey, all of whom played at Syracuse and in the MLL at some point or another. Casey obviously still playing. So Mikey and Ryan got together to develop all the product for Powell Lacrosse with this new company, and everything looks really cool. And I was a huge fan of all the Powells growing up, so this is something I was really excited to review and to get to talk to Ryan a little bit about the project. So this is the Pioneer head, offensively oriented. And we have the white one here. It is an X-Spec head, so an X-Spec face shape, legal for all levels of play, and overall, we really like it. So overall, this head looks terrific. It has a really nice, aggressive, but clean aesthetic, which is nice. Clean lines, pretty simple, which is the way I like my heads. So up here they have their Powell Lacrosse logo, and then some simple indents, some design elements, a line going on the side says Powell, and Powell right there. Powell Lacrosse logos throughout, and a silver Powell ball stop. And then overall it's pretty basic, no design on the inside, so no cutouts or cutaways like the Cortec technology or anything like that. Very simple, plain, classic look. And on the outside, 3 slashing struts that go top left to top right, that'd be mine, and really advance up the head to keep it stiff, but still give it a good bit of flexibility and keep that bottom part of the throat being the stiffest part, where you're going to see a lot of the flex and warping normally going up through the middle of the head. The face shape is pretty much your standard X-Spec face shape. The flare and pinch is a little bit higher, and it goes pretty straight all the way up to a little bit less than 2/3 of the head. So this should be a really good midfield head where you can string a pocket that's going to shift up a little bit higher, still have a really nice channel, and be great for shooting down the alleys. Flexibility, it seems pretty perfect for an offensive head. I wouldn't totally recommend for a defensive head. You can see I can squish it in pretty easily with just one hand, so it's definitely less stiff than a Hammer or a Revo 3 or a Triumph or a Tank, those heads that are specifically for defense, but you could definitely be a two-way midi with this head. It's certainly stiff enough for poke checks and slap checks. So it would work both ways, but I think it was really an offensive-oriented head designed to flex a little bit when you shoot and bring the head in just a tiny bit. Through talking to them about durability and stiffness, they said they really wanted to bring in the triangle shape in this head, so you can see that it's consistent through the string holes at the top, through a lot of the sidewall design and the throat design, so that being obviously a very strong shape in nature, they wanted to assimilate that into this head to make it as strong and durable as possible. So for the stringing, we think that they did a good job with a lot of things on the string, and there's a couple things that we didn't like as far as string holes go. So starting up at the top and the scoop, the top string holes are terrific. They're very, very large, very nicely shaped and rounded, also perfectly spaced, so I was able to space my 9-diamond top string pretty perfectly using the second sidewall hole down. They're very large, so you can probably fit 4 or even 5 sidewall strings through these top string holes with no problem at all, so that is one feature that I liked a lot. Getting the sidewall holes, there were a lot of them. They have a ton of sidewall holes going all the way from the top to the bottom. Very expansive, so there's no problem with the number. The one issue I had is the shape. They're very round on the outside. They look large from the outside, but when you try and fit multiple strings through the holes on the inside, they actually taper a little bit and don't seem to fit quite as well as it looks like they should from the outside. The other issue with the size and shape is that they're so large that down at the bottom in the middle, where I only have single knots through each sidewall hole, you can see there's a lot of space left horizontally for the knots and the sidewall string to actually shift up and down, which is not great for consistency. It could just change the placement up a little bit and move so that your pocket would change a little bit as time goes on. But the shape is pretty good. I prefer round, but these work well. It's just the size that's a slight issue. But the number's great. The bottom string holes are terrific, very well spaced, large enough for leathers or any type of bottom string that you want to do. So definitely pluses and minuses there, but overall we're still able to form an extremely nice pocket. A lot of that is because of that pinched face shape with a nice high flare that lended itself to a mid pocket that shifts up a little bit high, that worked out for the overall design of this pocket that we're going for. So overall, was able to very successfully string a nice pocket in this head. So overall impression of this head is we really like it. We like the clean design, the simple features, how well thought out. Some of the things like the scoop and the shape of the sidewall art still looks a little aggressive, but has a really nice look to it. The feel, the shape, the flex, all very nice. The stringing went well, other than those few complaints we had. So we'd definitely recommend you guys check this stick out when it comes out on the 10th. It's one of our favorites, and obviously some really great minds went into designing the features of this head and the overall look. So make sure to let me know what you think of the head down in the comments. Make sure to like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.